Good morning, folks. I'm your host, BKP. We are back. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. Let me start this. Let me start this segment out, and I think Amanda, what I want to do is I want to do this segment, and then I want to take another quick break so I don't dilute the comments I'm about to make with any kind of political comments or anything like that. So yesterday, I want to give, I don't make many comments, all right? I don't make many comments concerning people. I don't come on with, people in North Georgia. Let me tell you something. Here at FetchYourNews.com, we have a rule about how we do news, okay, and how we bring the news to you, how we do bring the news to you, and we believe in doing the news, and that's why we do community news. We believe in bringing the news, but remembering people live here the next day. Now, I call them all the satellite trucks from Atlanta, as though, just a quick example, they all run up and they all get these sound bites about an accident or something like that, and then they go home. They don't care you live here the next day. They do not care what happens to us. But here at Fetch Your News, our direction on community news. Now, if you're listening nationally, I want you to know this because it really spells out who we are. Our connection on community news is we believe people, we want to do it in a way that we know people live here the next day. Not try to hurt innocent people in our news coverage. And I mean that in a way because I'm going to tell you this story. In 2009, and we're going to stay with Gilmer County. I want our viewers in Fannin and Pickens and all across the nation to stay with us. In 2009, this area, Gilmer County, had a major economic collapse. Major, okay? We had 3 banks within 1 mile that were taken over by the FDIC. The government took them over. 3 banks. Now, in Gilmer County, I'm going somewhere with this. With Gilmer County, we did not have the largest dollar value bank collapse, okay? We had banks across the United States. Indy Bank, there's several, across the United States had major collapse. But if you take the population of Gilmer County and the income, the medium income of Gilmer County, and the business and the rural area, and you paralleled it with bank collapse, one of the largest financial collapses in the United States took place right here where I sit every morning, Gilmer County. I'm going somewhere with this. 3 banks. And a certain individual I enjoyed the upside of this with. A certain individual I enjoyed 2005, 2006, 2007 with this individual. But a certain individual I also, I guess the word commiserated with one-on-one on the downside. And before I put this picture up, I had a politician, a gentleman running for office, and I'm not going to bring that up today. He's running for a statewide office, so I don't highlight and take away from the story I'm telling. But I had a gentleman that's running for a statewide office in Georgia in my office yesterday for about an hour, and he's not from this area. And he asked me a couple questions about the area. And at this time yesterday, I did not know my friend had died. We'll leave it there right now. And I looked at this guy and I said, you know, let me tell you a little something about Gilmer County, where I actually sit this morning and broadcast. I said, the economic collapse that took place in 2009 and what we went through in 2010 right here, let's just say 24 months, which it was deeper than that, but let's just say that. I said, it turned Gilmer County into a family. I said, more than ever. I said, because there's virtually nobody in this county that economic collapse, the collapse of the banks and the building industry and so forth, and the auto industry, there was nobody it did not touch. Nobody. There's not one person. You have an aunt, you have an uncle that lost a job, you have a son that lost a job, a daughter that lost a job, you lost a job, you have a business. I closed a business in 2010. You have a business you closed. The list goes on. There's not one person in this county it did not touch. The economic collapse. And I told this individual yesterday in my office, we became a family in this county like at no other time. Yesterday, Ronnie Thompson, Ronnie Thompson, and this is how I believe, I don't do, Ronnie Thompson went home to be with the Lord. That's how I'll say it, okay? And it would take, there's more than a 3-hour show, a 4-hour show. It would take all day. I remember sitting on picnic tables over at the Ford dealership with him outside in 2009 in conversations that I'll never discuss. You see, in 2006, I think in 2006 alone, I purchased, if memory serves me right, like 7 vehicles from Ronnie. Alone. 1 year, we purchased like 7 vehicles. I used to own, I was asking the other day I was looking, we used to own our other company, we used to own like 6 Ford Rangers. Okay? Our entire sales staff had a Ford Ranger. We owned about 6. About 4 F-150s. And that was 2006. And I was in there every day. And Ronnie and I were both enjoying 2006. And he was enjoying all the vehicles I bought, you bought, and the economy. And we would sit outside in those rocking chairs and he would chew a cigar. I don't know if I actually ever noticed him light the cigar. I don't know if he lit the cigar. I don't know. So he would go in and he would chew the daylights out of that cigar. And there wasn't a football game. The Bobcats lost their #1 fan yesterday. And they didn't lose their #1 fan, but this is the Bobcats' #1 fan right here. I mean, there wasn't a football game. We used to sit on the picnic table at the baseball games, all right? And we would sit outside at the dealership, and he would hold cookouts for the baseball teams and the football teams. Big cookouts. I mean, you could never go by there that smoke wasn't rolling from the side of the dealership and grills were not going. And you stopped in. Who was it? The cheerleaders, the football team, the baseball team. It didn't matter. Ronnie was cooking for them, all right? They were cooking for the kids. The list goes on and on. And I would be all day with this. But, you know, I watched 2009 and I watched 2010. And Ronnie and I sit and had a lot of conversations that I'll never discuss with anybody. I'll never discuss with anybody. I watched what took place in this economy and how it hurt all of us in this, our family in Gilmer. But yesterday, Ronnie Thompson went home to be with the Lord. If you didn't know it, you know, he'd call you back. I sit in his office many days. Plenty of Georgia Red, plenty of tailgate parties over at the game, plenty of Georgia Red in there, Bulldogs. If Ronnie could figure out how to raise $50 for the children to do anything, he would. Soft-hearted, kind man, polite, loving, caring dad, husband, Ronnie Thompson. Went to be with the Lord yesterday. Ronnie, I remember 2006, and I remember some of those picnic table conversations you and I had in 2009. And I know what both of us had, you know, went through as business owners in the economy. But, you know, I love you. We're going to miss you here in Gilmer County. And, you know, I guess Ronnie found out yesterday everybody in heaven drives a Ford. That's all I know. All right? And he's probably up there convincing those poor Chevy lovers they need to switch right now and go to a Ford. I'm your host, BKP. I don't know what else to say. I just really wanted to say to all of Gilmer County, all of North Georgia, all of you, everybody out there, there's not many people that just didn't know the name Ronnie Thompson. And you'll be remembered forever here in this county, and especially to me, my friend. Take us to break, and we'll come back right after this.